Subscribe now. EU Debates.
Thank you for raising that topic, because this gives me the opportunity to explain a bit the Polish case and, of course, Hungary too. And to your question, what is an institution like the European Commission able to do? We are the guardian of the treaty, so we have some legal tools to defend and protect the treaty. The problem we have with the Polish government is that we are deeply convinced that the independence of the judiciary is no more given. This is tough, and therefore we use our legal tools, because in the very end, if you support the principle of rule of law, also the institution has to go by the rule of law. Because you said, what can we do to get rid of the government? This is not our task, that's the people. But we have to defend the rule of law in Poland. What are we able to do? We're able to do infringement procedures, what we are doing, but they take time. There's now the question, and that was the point you were mentioning with the money, that this next generation EU I was mentioning, this huge investment program for each member state, is in principle coupled to reforms the member state has to do. Very different, sometimes labor market, sometimes pension systems, sometimes tax system. And there's a contract between the Commission and the member state. If you do this reform, you get disbursed this amount of money from the tranche that is yours. With Poland, we've said there is a court order to restore the judiciary, the independence of the judiciary, and you have to follow that court order. We want it in our contract that you do X, Y, and Z to do that. Then we will disperse the money. We've closed the contract. People were partially not happy that we closed the contract, but it is now unfolding what I was fearing, but what was predictable. Poland does not, or the Polish government does not want to change the laws in the way we have laid it down in the contract to restore the independence of the judiciary. Therefore, we will and cannot disperse any kind of money. These are the facts right now. What does it create? Of course, it's difficult, because you can imagine that the narrative of the government in Poland is, it's the bureaucrats in Brussels who don't give us the money we deserve because we are doing the right things, for example, with the refugees from Ukraine. Mixing two things that have nothing to do with each other. The Polish people are amazing how they have opened their hearts and their homes to the Ukrainian refugees. Phenomenal. As I said, we've received in the European Union more than 8 million refugees in 7 months. You can imagine what that means. Fantastic, the hospitality. And first-hand, the Polish people. But this is something different from the contract we have with the government, that we will only disperse the money if they do the reforms that we have agreed upon. The same is with Hungary. There we have, because speaking about tools, also another tool, the so-called conditionality mechanism, that says if the budget or the taxpayers' money from the European Union is at risk, we are able to cut money to a member state. And in Hungary, we are discussing the question of corruption and fight against corruption. It's a wider topic, but as you asked, what are the possibilities that the Commission can take? It is the instruments given to us by the rule of law that we can apply. As always, it sometimes takes time, but over time they are forceful.